What is happening? So normally I have my camera on, but I moved to another part of my apartment. So it's more like an office space because I do have a baby coming. So the wife and I prepared for this. So I kind of have like a little room that I have to myself so she can tend to the baby while I work. So anyway, as I was doing it, I moved the phone holder and I broke it. So I had to order another one and it's on its way. So that's why there's no camera. It would just be weird. Just have a camera just set up. I could do it, but it's just one or two videos. So whatever. Anywho. So letting go to get their attention. Okay. So the biggest concept behind this, and I don't really have too many notes on this. I actually don't have any notes at all, except for like the attraction stuff that I put here, right? So power versus force, and understanding why you're going through what you're going through right now anyway. So first things first, if you're going through a breakup right now, and this is just your first video that you happen to stumble upon, right now you are going to be the most vulnerable, right? You're going to be controlled by your emotions, right? Controlled by emotions. And the goal, right, where we want to go is to be logically driven, right? So, and this is a natural thing that will happen. I just want to get you there faster, okay? That's my whole shtick. And if anybody wants to do a coaching call with me, it's in the description box down below. Just click the Calendly link and pick a time, okay? But basically the idea is when you're going through a breakup where you are not the person that initiated it, okay? This person wants to be away from you, which is going to cause this, okay? They want to be away from you. They do not want to be with you anymore. And I know I'm rubbing it in, but this is what causes the severe rejection, which from an energetic standpoint, okay, this is where you're going to be. Okay, actually, it's more like this. Okay, because courage is where we're trying to go. So you can obviously see this force and this power section here, but I wrote it over here as well. So right now, you're going to be projecting the most repulsive energy. Because what most guys do is they chase, they beg, they pursue, they plead. What can I do to change your mind? Oh my God, please, I love you. Let's get married. It's just guys will do the I don't want to say the weirdest stuff because it makes you guys sound, bad. But this is what happens when you're controlled by your emotions versus your logic. Now, one more caveat is I understand this is not easy. We're not used to dealing with breakups on an everyday basis. And I guess the point is we should be this will be the natural progression. You're going to eventually go, okay, this girl clearly doesn't love me anymore. And as you go down, let's say this is the timeline of your breakup. This equals no pain. And this is max pain. Okay. Max pain. So as you go down this road, you're going to be like, let's say it's, divided up by weeks. So let's say this is week number 1. It still hurts a lot, right? You're thinking about her every single day. You're waiting to see if no contact is going to work, etc. Week 2, and it slowly progresses and you still think about her a lot, whatever. As each week goes by, it gets easier. There are days where you're going to have one full day somewhere probably along here or maybe over here where you're like, I didn't think about her at all day. And the point is we want to get to that all the time. That's normal. That's how we are as individuals. So this comes down to how you're appearing in the world, your energetic state. Okay. Now, real quick before I go on, there is some stuff you guys should check out if you want some help for free. Okay. So first of all, there is the free Discord right here. All right. So the free Discord is in the description box down below and in the pinned comments. And I have a paid program And the pay program talks about relationships, money, and attraction skills. Okay, so if you guys want to make money, it's called Money School. You guys want to learn about how to become a higher value man, you guys can totally do that. But if you want to just have some support while you go through your breakup, you guys can do the Better Man Project, which is another program. It's about being a better guy, and there is support by me. So, but the free Discord, I'm not as much, right? So I try to be, but with everything that's going on, baby coming, businesses, flourishing, it's really hard for me to be there full time. So you guys can check that out. And of course, I have the books in the description box down below as well. Chasing Excellence and Handling Breakups. Both are in the description box. So basically, you guys can get all the information and help that you need about breakups and whatever. But basically, it really comes down to these two energies right here. And getting to here is that logic state that I talked about earlier. And this is the emotional state. This is where you are going to be at most of the time when you don't understand the rules about this stuff. So basically, you're going to be pushing her away from you energetically. That's why she's not coming back around. When you are doing everything correctly, you're actually going to be over here in this energy field. Okay. And this means that you're not putting her up on a pedestal. You're not waiting for her to come back. You're not counting the no contact days. You're just taking it day by day, and you're taking the L. Okay. You're taking the punch in the face. And watching all of these videos, and none of the other coaches are going to say this, but watching all these videos, some of them only have just this business. So they want you watching these videos all day long. If you sit here and watch these videos all day long, what will happen is you start to gain a massive amount of hope. Okay. Hope plus desperation. And this sort of like mixed concept, like obviously I already know this as a coach, but this mixed concept came from the actual the program from one of the other students. So shout out to you. You know who you are if you're watching this video. So hope plus desperation. And this is, again, so when you guys check out the Discord, this is happening in the free breakup chat. Okay. So hope plus desperation gets men to make weird choices. Okay. And basically they are going to do things that they would never do. Begging, pleading, trying to make decisions that are going to, they think that they're going to make decisions that are wild and drastic and spontaneous. And they think basically they're acting like as if life is a movie, but this is not what women are attracted to. Okay. If she gets to a point where she's again, if you radiate repulsive energy long enough on a long enough time scale, she will reject you. Okay. So basically the idea is on a long enough time scale. So let's say this is your relationship. And let's say most of the time, especially in the beginning, actually let's do it like this. In the beginning, attraction is usually pretty high. Let's say it's right up here. For everyone on your cell phones, I'll try to make this nice and big for you. Okay. Say it's pretty high. And then you're going to have, it's kind of going to look like this for a while. And then there's going to be a point where there's going to be kind of like a main issue. It could be long distance, right? I don't mean it starts as long distance, but say, for example, and I've seen this happen before, where a relationship begins and then distance is created because maybe a job opportunity or school or something like that. So then attraction comes down and gets here. And eventually what will happen is the guy doesn't see what's going on yet because he's like, oh, maybe she's a little bitchy. She's a little distant. She's not as close. And this is exactly where your like this right here is where your alarm bells should be ringing. Okay. Why? Because this is still salvageable right here. Okay. You can fix this. But what happens is usually she'll start testing here as well. So tests increase. Okay. And then usually guys will fail and then pass one, fail. And then guess what? As soon as attraction hits, let's say here, okay, fail, break up. Okay. So that's the idea. And this is where guys start panicking. And then they want to book a call or they start looking this shit up. So this is where no contact starts. Okay. Because in order for this to go back up like you want it to, chasing and convincing and talking to her, right? The whole let's pick up where we left off. Let's get married. Let's do all this weird shit that she doesn't even want to hear, right? This is where you start over. Okay, see where it began? Look at where this began. Okay? It's starting at a lower point than it ever has because she doesn't trust your core values as a man. She doesn't trust your masculine core. So basically, you have to start over and slowly get this back up. Okay, and that's why I have Better Man Project, because I can be there for this window of opportunity here, right? Where she might miss you naturally. So her attraction level will go up because if she's thinking about you, if she's wondering about you, if she hasn't seen you in a while, she's like, I'd really like to talk to that Kyle guy. Especially when all the other orbiters are fucking up and, acting like friends and they're weak, then she might miss you and her attraction level will go up enough for where she will reach out to you and text you. Then you have an opportunity to do the right things. But what happens is, and especially a lot of guys who don't believe in the no contact rule, they will get here and then they screw up by saying, again, let's pick up where we left off. Oh, we're such a great couple. Guys start acting like complete bitches. Okay? Seriously. I'm not trying to make fun. It's just that's what they do. They're completely different versions of like she's looking at you and she's like, is this the guy I even like thought about marrying at some point? Look at how you're acting. And that's how she's looking at you. And then guys know this, but they act like it anyway because they're so desperate. They're in that desperate energy, that repulsive energy. They're in that pocket so long that they are like, okay, I'll do anything to get this to work. And this is emotional self-control at the end of the day. And not knowing, okay, if I actually act a lot more attractive by just letting her go. So let's go back here. Okay, this is the whole idea of letting go. Because when you have the courage to let go, okay, so let's say, just to give you guys an example, let's say in order to get her back, your energy vibration has to be in this color, okay? Now, green is okay. Green is good for the most part, but there are still negative emotions in the green. But blue and purple are obviously really, really good. So, but look at what you're dealing with when you're in the orange: fear, grief, guilt, shame. Okay, these really bad negative emotions. You guys really have to pick up the book Sedona Method and Letting Go by David Hawkins. They're in the description. They are not gonna. Sorry, I don't remember where the file is. I had like a file with all the links. But you guys can just go on Amazon and look up Letting Go and look up the Sedona Method, okay? You guys can find them. It's usually the first link. Anger is another one. Look at all these negative emotions. Oh my God, desire. I don't even know how I missed that. Desire. This is you want her so bad that you'll do anything. And look at all these negative emotions. Okay? And in order to get her back, you have to be up here, which is where a lot of people start. There may be individual issues that keep you, going like this, up and down through these, but mostly, you're going to be probably between green and blue, right? You're not sitting here worried about a whole bunch of things, but you need to be vibrationally matching her energy in order for her to look at you like a potential dating option. This is the most important thing I want you guys to understand. Because right now you're down here in this orange zone. Okay. So you're right here. And courage is the beginning. So you have to have the courage to do no contact, right? No contact. You have to have the courage to let go and see life again without her. Okay? And this will eventually pull you back up here. And this is sort of where she will reach out to you again, right? She will, let's say this is her, right? Her little X. So let's say, okay, now you're here. I'll just redraw it. Come on. There we go. Let's say you're here, okay? You have the courage to, you start no contact. You've been doing no contact for a few weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. And what normally will happen is you get up to the green, but you're still kind of dabbling in the orange a little bit. And then sometimes you'll get maybe here and you'll dabble to lower, but you'll have weeks and weeks where you're feeling better, right? Like I did on the other scale before. So she sends you a text. Okay. And imagine this arrow is her projecting her energy to you. So, but again, look at this. Imagine this scale is actually how she perceives you. Okay. Because women always want to go out with guys who are up here, right? These up here are usually dudes who are on their purpose, very driven, very motivated, ambitious, strong, okay with being alone. Like, again, we all want to go out with somebody who's better than us. Okay. So, but look, she's looking down on you. And this is actually funny because this is what usually guys will do is they'll put her up on a pedestal during a breakup. Anyway, so she sends you a text. And then usually this will make a guy spiral, right, down here because he doesn't know how to handle it. And then he'll start doing some goofy shit because he's like full of desire. He wants to see her. He wants to have sex with her. He wants to be with her, be around her, whatever. So he's full of desire, right? And then he'll say some goofy shit like, let's pick up where we left off. That's a common one. That's why I say it all the time. And then she's like, no. Big no, right? Then you get sent back down here because you're angry and you're full of fear that you're going to be alone. Maybe you feel shameful because you said some dumb shit over text. So then she's still here and then you come back down here. And again, this is why I offer long-term mentorship about this, because I can stop you from making and saying dumb shit to your girl that pushes her away. Okay. And remaining attractive is actually extremely simple. It's actually about doing and saying less and sometimes nothing to get more. And a lot of guys are so wrapped up in I have to do something. I got to do. And Corey Wayne calls it the illusion of action, which is a very important concept. And you can actually apply that to business as well. And sometimes friendships, depending on what's going on. So basically, you have to vibrationally match her. So in order to do that, you have to let go. And when you let her go completely, and a lot of guys, again, are fearful of doing this. You should feel how hard I'm writing on my iPad because they're like, I'm going to lose her. I'll lose that love. It doesn't work like that. When attraction is gone, so is love. This girl, so attraction, so I learned this from Chris Campbell. You can tell, look, I study attraction, and sometimes other people say and do concepts better than I can on my own, okay? But I observe what's going on with people. And Chris Campbell's good to learn from. Coach Corey Wayne's good to learn from. And of course, Aaron Dowdy, David Hawkins, anything. Material. Go watch a lot of other people and expand your mind, okay? But anyway, attraction, let's say this is attraction and this is love. They're linked together. So let's say, for example, attraction falls. Love is going right with it, okay? They're going together. And once it falls, below a certain line, let's say here, she's dumping you, okay? So it's really important for you to understand this because you guys are like, oh my God, the love is going to be gone. It already is. You have to accept that. And look where acceptance is on this scale as a general concept, okay? So acceptance is just seeing the world as it is and just saying, I'm not going to fight this anymore. Okay. I'm just going to see things as they are and just move on. And that's really what acceptance is all about. And that's what most of you guys don't want to do. You don't want to accept the reality of the breakup. You don't want to accept the reality of your own fucking life. And this kind of goes into from an individual standpoint. Like, what do you as a person, are you willing to push yourself to that next limit? Are you just happy where you are, right? And that's kind of where the idea of the 6 pillars comes in. Okay. So this stands for health. So from left to right, health, wealth, skills, mindset, social circle, and relationships. So basically, in order for this energy to be manifested as powerfully as it can be, these 6 pillars need to be worked on and refined every single day. This is the kind of stuff that, big YouTubers are talking about. Anyway, so this is what's going to raise that vibration naturally. And like I said to you, if she is in this color, just for visual representation, you want to be at least here or higher in order to get her attention. Now, there is one little thing that I want to point out. There's going to be a lot of scrubs, okay, a lot of, idiot guys that are going to get her attention because, again, we all want to be fawned over. We all want to be looked at as attractive. So there will be guys, but I guarantee you, here's the thing. Most guys, I'd say 90%, maybe even 95% of guys are down in these two. Whoops, that's an eraser. Down in these two energies. Okay. So if you actually get up here and you stay up here, 80, let's use the 80-20 rule. You want to be up in the blue and the purple 80% of the time. And, life happens, so you'll be down here sometimes, right? Well, you want to have this is where a lot of guys kind of get butthurt, because there are men out there that are up here and they're not always kind. They're not always the best guys in the world, but they enjoy their life. They're radiating this energy. Okay. It doesn't matter. And that's why women are attracted to them. And I'm not saying evil people. I'm just saying people that kind of ride the line a little bit. So look at these emotions. Okay. Enlightenment. So look, you have to be higher. You have to be up here in the top in order for her to look your way. So this is the idea of why letting go, will get their attention if you do this. Then you learn about attraction skills and, all that stuff in the Better Man Project. Cool. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, check the description box down below. There will be instructions if you want a personal phone call. I have increased my prices. It's going to increase probably 2 more times this year because my businesses are flourishing and I'm no longer selling my time for cheap. So especially for people who don't want to put in the work, right? Who just, oh, how can I get her back tomorrow? And they want tips and tricks, right? No, sorry, that's not how I operate anymore. There are coaches out there that will tell you that shit. I'm here to tell you what makes real lasting change. And it doesn't come from one phone call. It comes from continuous ongoing mentorship. That's what I'm all about. And to be honest, I might start calling out some of these fucking coaches because you can tell just by who's doing it just because they have a bottom line. There are coaches that, I understand that I have to do this too, where we come up with the same titles and same thumbnails because that gets you guys to click, but I want to deliver the real value in the video. So I'm not going to start drama. I learned a long time ago, don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. But I will say, as a person who does this, because I have other things going on, I can see who is doing this just because they want to keep that money flowing in. And they give you that fucking false hope. Okay. And this is the easy route, easy mode. Because they keep you watching their shit and they get you on 5 or 6 phone calls and they get $1,200 or $1,300 from you. And then bam, they're on to the next person. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people going through this every single day. So the real work is hard. Okay. And so many of you guys don't know what the concept of real hard work is. So, of course, this is looking real sexy, but real hard work. Oh my God, I gotta work on my finances. I gotta learn new skills. I gotta, work on my body. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. There's so many things that go into making this happen. Okay. And a lot of it comes through honor, respect, respect for yourself, all that kind of stuff. So that comes from long-term ongoing mentorship from somebody who is where you want to be. Okay. And I don't want to work with people who are just, trying to shortcut things. So if you're interested in that, everything's in the description box down below, and you can shoot me an email about Better Man Project, or better yet, join the free Discord. The free Discord has testimonials in it. Actually, I just added that. So by the time you guys see this and get there, you'll see them. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Click on whatever pops up on your screen. Done.